I just watched the Dreamworks animation TV series, well, new streaming series, Fright Crew. It's a spooky horror like teen hero show based in New Orleans, where I live, where I grew up in. Yeah, and it is amazing to say that I approve. I approve. They avoided so many like cliches and were a good quality, like new entertaining show. And that, wow. Wow. Okay. Cliches it escaped. Not once did I hear Mardi Gras, which is funny because I think like the first episodes kept saying that they were taking place in March, and that's kind of the end of Mardi Gras, so maybe they were over it. But the fact that Mardi Gras was not said in 10 episodes that I can recall is pretty impressive. I love that. I really love that. Let's see. Oh, there were no Cajun alligator hunters. I love that. No one complained about how spicy the jambalaya was. None of that. No. I mean, it definitely like pegged up the spooky like air of the city. And yeah, that's all true. Yeah, we are haunted. It's like one of the biggest things of our tourist industry of how haunted and like death like enthusiastic we are, or at least spooky enthusiastic. I will point out some of the things that the show did that aren't really New Orleans in, but that's more of a creative, we're making this for kids kind of thing. So what's the actual plot of the show? Okay, so group of teenagers. Our main female heroine is a descendant of Marie Laveau, the most famous voodoo priestess. Yeah. Fun fact, you have to pay $50 to visit her grave. 50. It's beautiful, but still. Whew. You have to do the tour of the whole other cemetery that she's in before you actually like go to her resting place. People like to take little pieces of like from her stone to get magic or just a tourist item. Anyway, so yeah, the story, blah. She is the descendant of Marie Laveau. She accidentally unleashes the big bad evil. Accidentally, like, Marie Laveau's spirit comes back, and some other, like, voodoo magical guardians will help her friends, like, give them magic powers that are all, loosely based off of, like, famous voodoo, like, how do I call them? I have not actually practiced voodoo or know anyone personally who does. Yeah, it is a religion. It is a very real part of the city. I just don't know them personally. But anyway, yes. It is a very respectful, like, show of voodoo. It is compared to American Horror Story and other examples I've seen. It's not as grotesque as it is magical and positive. And that is really nice. So, yeah. In this show, magic is real, and the kids are slowly finding out that most of the adults already know that. They just don't talk about it. And that's pretty funny. Yeah. Now, the cast are pretty lovable. They're pretty likable. There's something so wholesome about friends who are so positive to each other. And it's not like that toxic positivity that's almost too sappy and corny that it's, fake and annoying. No, it's just genuinely, why not? Let's be nice to one another because, I just like you, and yeah, we just shared something really terrifying. And that's something I love about Fright Crew. It goes there to be scary with how it has no qualms about showing blood, about skeletons, and yes, oftentimes skeletons, they do kind of like fall out their graves. It's a complicated issue, mostly involving flooding and people who don't pay enough taxes to, keep the cemeteries up. It's an issue. Anyway, yeah, they're not afraid to go scary, and the voice acting and is just so on it where you hear how terrified they are. God, I've heard like audiobooks play like terrifying chords like this, and it was just, it's done so well with them. The animation style is Flash, and it's definitely a good example of how sophisticated Flash is getting these days. But some parts also feel a little slow, and I don't love that, but overall it's good. It's decent animation. The way that they design the city, it's pretty dark, but, it kind of glows in that way. It's It's very more Halloween-y, but it's the designs are very lovely and respectful. And when I see little areas I recognize, like, oh, seeing the wax museum, that was pretty cool. That was special to me. Oh God, and the fact that the moms make bread pudding, God, that's something my mom does, like when she buys like too much French bread. Yes, that's a thing. Sometimes they're in the mood to make sandwiches, but then they don't, so it's just easy to mix it all together. So yeah, just little stuff like that is really, really cute. Some things I will say, the mayor character, his accent, no one talks like that in the city of New Orleans. No one. That's more of a Lafayette or Shreveport accent or a state of Georgia accent. Yeah, no one talks like that in the city. I will say that the really sweet kid that, you know, talks to the animals and the creatures of the other side, like he was supposed to be growing up in the swamp, they missed an opportunity to give him a real accent. It didn't have to be hokey, but yeah, they missed a chance to give a kid with those accents. Because, yeah, a lot of times Southerners are just presented as gross and, you know, icky and such like that. And, you know, it's totally, they exist, it's true, but it's also would be nice if it was presented in a positive light, an intelligent light, a humble light. We did not get that. They skipped it altogether, and it might be safe, it might be easier for them. So yeah, the kids are all very nice, very, very likable. I think I mostly like the Missy character. She's angry. She's kind of in the middle of it all. She doesn't want to do it, and she makes it clear. And she's often right in points where the other female character, Soleil might be kinder, but she's also immature, and it does lead to problems and selfishness. And I don't know, just the fact that that dialogue does that, I really think is cool. Yeah, then you got the sweet himbo, the super shy kid, and then the, you know, nerdy kid that has a lot of info. But he's not like on his phone so much and like overwhelming you with it. And I appreciate that. No, it's done at the right amount, I believe. Let's see. Ooh, they have rougarous, which are our kind of wolf monsters. Yeah, old myth. Fun fact, a lot of people actually will name their pet dogs rougarou these days. And you got vampires, of course. Thank you, Anne Rice. We had vampires in America before then, but damn did she make it famous. And damn did they make both like characters, both like groups of magical creatures so much respect. And likable, and they had their own agencies, and I don't know, I found that kind of mature and likable. I liked that. I liked that very, very much. Oh, and a little thing I also appreciate is how so many people had pet snakes. Yeah, a lot of people down here have pet snakes. Like the guy at my comic book store has his pet snake like out in like front row view. It's not just people who like do apothecary or try to sell witchcraft sort of thing. No, it's just a very common pet. It's humid. It fits them. So, yeah, the story, the pace of it, I complain about the animation pace, but the pace of the action and figuring things out and its terror, oh God, it did give a thrill. It did like give me little shivers and creeps. So yeah, that was all really, really good. Ooh, it went there. From the way it looks, you'd think it's for like little kids, but no, I think it's good for teenagers and up. I really do. I think it has that potential. And yeah, it just came out, and I want more people to talk about it because I want a season 2. I love my city. I'm proud of my city. It's complicated and messy, but I am so proud of it. And I kind of want to see some other things like in this animated series. Yeah, we don't all like go to the swamp every day for a field trip, though we do go to like when I was growing up, we went to graveyards a lot for field trips. They were free. Swamp tours are fun though. Oh, and ghost tours around the city. Yes, there are a lot of like tour guides that will tell you about the most haunted places. And there is a restaurant with famous ghosts that will play the piano and like throw plates randomly in the back. There is a restaurant like that. Its name is escaping me, but that is a thing. There's a vampire themed restaurant, of course. It's okay. But yeah, there's just the city has a lot of fun to it. And, you know, there are certain things I want to see. I want to see the big trees. I want to see that. Ugh. I want to like show off what the new uptown looks like and the plantations. I'm grateful that they didn't talk about plantations because that is just a really awkward topic, especially with the entire cast being people of color. But I don't know, a lot of beautiful haunted plantations to visit and to sleep over at. Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah. So yeah, there's just a lot of potential, a lot of history in New Orleans to make more for this plot. And because I liked the characters and the writing so much, I would happily see more. I want to, spread this message. People should see it. It's a pretty darn good show. And even if you don't love New Orleans, if you love Halloween, this is an excellent Halloween show. Seriously, I haven't felt like this jazzed about Halloween and fall starting since Over the Garden Wall. Yes, I mean that. So, Fright Krewe, spelled Krewe. You did right by me. You did right. God, so proud. So that was my review. As somebody who grew up in New Orleans, I'm proud of you, show. You did all right. And I want to see more.